I did my photo walk down in Havana, Cuba. Had a very, 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 very small group. A very, very small group. Also, my buddy said, "Hey, I saw you're doing your photo walk in Havana. Can I join your walk?" I'm like, "Sure." So my buddy Kelly joined. My brother went with me. So that was kind of fun. I had some friends there, my brother and Kelly, and we had a wonderful time. It was absolutely hot as blazes. It was so hot. I can't even tell you the level of hot.
And you live in Tampa. I mean,
I live in
Tampa Bay.
Tampa was 66 degrees in the morning. There it was like 500. It was incredibly hot. First question is, everybody I told I was doing a photo walk in Havana, the first thing they said was, "I didn't think we could go."
Yeah.
So basically, here's what happened. We've had this, you can't go to Cuba forever. During the Obama administration, they changed it and allowed American tourism to Cuba. And then during the Trump administration, they stopped but they didn't really stop it. What they changed was, I cannot go as a tourist, but I can go for one of 13 different categories. And the category that I would recommend to you, which was recommended to me, is I am going to Cuba, and on the form, choose for support of the Cuban people. So that is a very wide-ranging thing that you can do, that you can, and that's what we did. We literally went there, and I'll explain to you what that means. In a nutshell, it's this. There are, and I'm not going to talk about any political stuff. This is about photography and my experience in Cuba. Yes. I'm not going to go into the government or any of that stuff. All right. But there are rules. We're going to talk about rules and stuff. So when you go there, there are hotels, all of the things that are called actual hotels, like a hotel from Spain or a hotel from Europe, because there's a lot of different hotels. They're there. They are in partnership with the Cuban government. The Cuban government and everybody in Cuba wants you there, right? The Cuban people want you there. The Cuban government wants you there. All of Cuba wants you there. The U.S. government is the one that has the rules. The U.S. government says you cannot stay in a government-run hotel. And the Cuban people say, don't eat in government restaurants. Because when you stay at a government hotel, the money goes to the government. When you eat at a government restaurant, the money goes to the restaurant. When you eat at a small Cuban restaurant, the money goes to the Cuban people. When you stay at an Airbnb or any kind of small little boutique hotel or in a private home, the money goes to the Cuban people. So the U.S. government says you can go, but the money should go, this is the U.S. government, the money should go to the Cuban people, and I agree. So when you go, don't book a big hotel, because the government has a forbidden list. Don't stay in all these hotels.
Oh, wow.
So if you go and you're staying in like a bed and breakfast, you're good. If you're staying in a hotel with 5 rooms, 6 rooms, someone's private home, you're good. And can I tell you something? I've been all over the world. I've been just about everywhere. I've never, ever, ever, and I've been there twice now, it's my second trip to Cuba, met friendlier, nicer, more helpful, wonderful people than the Cuban people. The Cuban people who they're really struggling economically and every other way. They're struggling. They've got a tough life, have the greatest spirit, and they are incredibly nice to Americans. They are nicer to you than other Americans. I am not joking. And they are so nice to each other. The way they support each other, right? The way it's a beautiful thing to see and experience. It is. And so a buddy of mine, my buddy Kelly, who's with me, says, I don't know how to describe this to people back home. And I go, it's not a vacation, right? You go to Paris, that's a vacation with a very similar, the people speak a different language, but it's very much like America. So is Germany, so is Spain, so is Liechtenstein, wherever you go. It's all very, it is a different world. It is a completely cultural experience. The music, the food, the people, the architecture, everything, it is wildly different. And it's such an incredible, like I wish that the United States government would pay for every American to go spend a weekend in Cuba. It would be just a great, great thing, just for learning about other cultures, other people, It's incredible. The Cuban people, God bless those people. They are the most awesome. Thank you for the incredible hospitality that you showed us. People would stop us on the street. Sure, like, where are you from? And my buddy says, Texas. They were like, Texas? If you say you're from Florida, they're like, yeah, we're all from Florida. Half of our family lives in Florida. Texas, they lit up like the 4th of July. But they would stop us and thank you for being here. God bless you. Thank you for coming to Cuba, and just walk off. But we never ever felt uncomfortable or in danger or anything at any time.